Team Alicia. How does it feel to be with the wonderful, amazing Alicia? How does that feel? Are you intimidated? Do you feel comfortable with her? How's that going?
It was definitely intimidating at first, but when you walk into a room that she's standing in, you feel immediately comfortable and you feel loved. And she's really just opened this door where I feel set free, and I can't wait to see what else we come up with.
She just said everything I was going to say. You definitely feel loved, you feel welcome, you feel warm, and she invites you to be yourself. And I really appreciate that, because I'm someone who, I try my best to just be true to myself. And she's all for that campaign, so I appreciate her for that. So.
And she's spiritual, I think. So does she bring out your spirituality?
Very. She reiterates, as I was saying before, she reiterates a lot of truths for me, things that I've come to learn and understand in life. And she will bring certain things up. It's good to have confirmation on a lot of different things, so she does that for me.
I always describe Alicia as this light that just kind of beams, and you can't help but to be attracted to it and kind of want to gravitate and follow it. And one thing that she said to me that's really stuck out to me is that when you think of someone like Alicia Keys, you think of someone who's made it. There's no need to change. There's no need to do anything else but just be exactly who you've always been. And she was expressing that, this is a time in her life where she's really discovering more about herself and growing, and she really emphasized to me that that's what, we should all be doing. Yeah. And so, in this I've only been on the team for a little bit, but I have felt that growth, and I have felt it in a very natural, organic way.
Yeah. Do you think she brings out your best quality, or what?
She not only brings out the best of our artistries, I think I can speak for both of us, but she brings out the best person within us as well.
Yeah. So has she been your inspiration all these years? Who's been your inspiration for music?
Absolutely. First, Michael and Whitney have spot number one for me, as always, just because I was a little kid, influenced by them. And then, as I got older, Alicia Keys came out. I think I was in high school. We're not too far apart in age, but, because I'm a classically trained pianist, everybody's always like, hey, you should do Alicia Keys. So I learned all her songs, songs in A minor, got all her CDs, just because I felt like this girl is so much like me. So what it did for me was it showed me that you can do big things,
What about you?
Who's your inspiration? So I have a rather interesting background where I wasn't really exposed to music at all growing up, besides, your hymns that you hear in church. But I was unknowingly exposed to Alicia Keys and was in love with her before I knew who she was, because I was watching American Idol, and almost every contestant did a song by Alicia Keys. And so I was in love with her music before knowing that she was the one who was writing all this music. And when that realization came about, I just really dove into, to her albums. And I connect with her on the level of her songwriting, and the way that she's, especially her newest album, I feel is the most true and the most raw, and just kind of like she just went, here you go. And that's the kind of artist I aspire to be.
Well, you were fantastic last night, both of you. So you both play the piano.
Yes.
How old were you guys when you learned the piano?
My grandmother put me in piano lessons at maybe about 5. So I took them from 5 to 14. Classical music, Beethoven, and all the whole nine. So, yeah.
I was 5 when my grandmother asked me if I wanted a piano, and it was one of my first memories, and I just remember being, yes. And I had a piano the next day, and I attempted to take lessons, but I've been told that I didn't like following the rules. And I wouldn't read it, I would just kind of memorize it and kind of do it my own way. And so there was a conflict there, and so the music lessons ceased. And I taught myself from that point on.
What's your ritual before you get on stage? Do you get nervous? Do you do something to calm you down? What's your ritual?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah. As far as rituals, I talk to God for sure, especially here. You know, we always talk to him when we need him, that kind of thing. Yeah, we should always talk to him, though. You know what I mean? But yeah, I talk to God. I kind of focus on why I'm doing what I'm doing, especially while I've been here. Not just doing this for myself, but for a lot of people that I carry on my back.
Family? Your family?
Family, definitely. So I focus on that, and I listen to James Brown, and I get going.
Yeah.
That's it. James Brown in my ears.
Before I even take a step onto the stage, I take a moment to be absolutely grateful that I'm getting to do what I love to do. And I think that's everyone's dream.
Yeah.
And while being on the show, I've been able to share my story with the world. And I didn't know what to expect, but I've received a lot of messages from people all over expressing that they've gone through some rejection in life, you know, for different reasons. And when they share their stories of brokenness with me, it hits me right here, and I feel like I carry it with me. And when I step on the stage, I feel like that is who I'm singing for. Mm-hmm. And when I think about that, then the worries go away, because that is the purpose.